Now, DJ Academics would post to Twitter stating, Pooh Shiesty robbing Gucci, recorded the whole crime and upped the Draco on Guwa.
Y'all know this already, man. Y'all know this.
Shit.
Look at it.
It's done deal. Bro, let them know it's a done deal. Bro, it's a done deal. Let them know you dropping me. I drop you. No, say it.
I drop you.
Drop from 10-17. Shout out to real nigga ain't never did no police shit or none of that, bro. Tell them what's going on. Bro, we just did it. That's done. What you do?
Bro, we just did it, bro. It's over with. What you want me to keep saying this for? Lame man, nigga.
You said you want to be dropped, you dropped. Scrub it. Paper, it's done.
Okay, let's break this down, right? Because this isn't the longest video. It's 27 seconds. And to be honest with you, what it sounds like is that nervous conversation, not because anyone's really scared, but because everyone in the room knows someone could get hurt very fucking quickly if something goes wrong. So clearly we have Pooh Shiesty's dad, who's holding the bag that I guess the Draco came out of and a piece of paper.
Oh, what shit? You dropping this done deal.
I'm guessing that's Big 30 talking, because
I
it
think
sounds
that's
like
Big
the
30
guy behind the camera who's recording, and we know Big 30 recorded this video. The video came from his phone.
Right.
It's a done deal.
Now, I don't know who the fuck this is. I'm sure we could figure it out if we took the time. But as soon as Gucci walks over here, he pulls
it back out.
The Draco. From what we were told, and what the paperwork stated, was that Pooh Shiesty had the Draco. But this is one of the other associates clearly holding it. We're not actually seeing Pooh.
I think Pooh just gave him the Draco. I think Pooh Shiesty gave him the Draco because he knew they was finna record. So he was like, hey, hold this, man. And then I think dude just put it up in the bag, and then Gucci was it seemed like Gucci wanted to leave. It seemed like Pooh Shiesty wasn't done with Gucci, so folks pulled the gun back out. You know what I'm saying?
With a gun in his hand, which may be used in his legal defense. Like, look, I didn't have a gun, but the homie damn sure had a gun. And I mean, yeah, obviously everything still looks pretty fucking bad when your homeboy is standing right here with a big ass gun next to Guwap himself. But let's continue.
That shit not saving. Y'all still holding on hope for him. They can use that in legal defense. Ain't no legal defense, bro. There's no, you can't defend. How do you defend this?
Let them know you dropping me. I drop you. No, say it. Who Shiesty drop from 10-17?
No, say it, nigga. Like, it don't matter if Pooh Shiesty has the gun or not. That's not really gonna make a difference. Like, if 5 people get in the car to go murder somebody, it don't really matter, you know, who killed them. Look at the Fulio case. It don't really matter who did the shooting. They all got life.
Shout out to real nigga ain't never did no police shit or none of that, bro.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Pooh is telling him what to do, but Gucci doesn't sound scared.
Not at all.
Like, I don't really hear any fear in his voice, because they try to make it, you know, a couple of interviews came out. Hernandez Govan, the guy that beat the Dolph murder, he came out saying that Gucci was crying, this and that. Matter of fact, let me show y'all the clip.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you got the Draco to your head.
Yeah, I mean, I understand you supposed to, you know what I'm saying, you know, you're gonna follow the instructions, but you know, you still supposed to keep your pride though, you know what I'm saying, you know.
See, that's that stupid shit I be talking about. First of all, he handled it very well. Second of all, what you mean keep my pride, bro? I'm trying to keep my life. What the hell? Somebody got a Draco in my face and they pointed at me telling me what to do. I don't give a damn about no pride. Pride is not crossing my mind. What's crossing my mind is my wife, my kids, me trying to get home. Here, you want me to sign it, give you this, give you the chain, whatever. I'm trying to go home, gang, at the end of the day. Who thinks about pride in that moment? Yeah, I'm going to keep my pride. Nigga, fuck, what the hell?
Yeah, Gucci was on, Gucci next move was shedding tears. You know, so it was crazy, you know what I'm saying? But
straight up
he should have been more prepared, pulling up like that, knowing that it was an issue.
Yeah. I do agree with that. Listen, y'all, YouTube and Meta might owe you up to $1,000 if you or your child grew up on social media. If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health issues, you should hear this. Recently, a jury just ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They know that their apps can cause anxiety, depression, or body image issues, but they never shared those risks with us. They never made us sign anything that we knew the risk. They just maximized their profits. And the recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those decisions. But you better not worry. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm that they have caused. Click the link in my bio to take a very short questionnaire quiz, because you might be entitled to a potential recovery of over $1,000.
Shop.
I do agree with that. I think he should have been more prepared. Like, he should have kind of seen it coming. But I think that he really had love for Pooh Shiesty up until that moment, though. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Pooh Shiesty was endorsing Gucci. It seemed like they had more like a big brother, little homie relationship. He put him on. I don't think Gucci was in the mindset of like, okay, we finna go on this, and do this. No, I think Gucci was like, all right, we're gonna have this conversation. We're gonna do this as men in private. We don't want to do it in front of everybody. I think it was more like that. I don't think bro was like thinking that it was a possibility. Now, if this was some other rapper, I think Gucci probably would have been a little bit more. Plus, it's like once Gucci ain't been in the streets in 10, 15 years. Once you leave the streets, bro, that a lot of that street mindset ends up leaving. You know what I'm saying? Which can sometimes be a bad thing, but I don't think he even thinking like that, bro. Like, but I do think that once Pooh Shiesty said, go get my bag, I want to know, like, what the context of the conversation is when he said, hey, 30, go get my bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, what, like, you know? Like, why did he say that? I don't know.
You know, that ain't how real street move, you know, when...
So hearing that and then going back to the video, you can hear Gucci's voice.
Shout out to real nigga ain't never did no police shit or none of that, bro. Tell them what's going on. Bro, we just did that. That's done. What you do? You drop.
Straight face.
You said you want to be dropped, you drop.
Like, he don't sound scared. He sound annoyed.
Hands in his pocket,
he sounds like, yeah, y'all got me in a situation.
Right.
You want to be dropped, you drop. It's over with. It's done. Are we good? Can we go?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't sound like, he doesn't sound scared. Like, it's not what a lot of people...
I'm gonna be honest with you, though, bro. When you in them moments, you don't really have time to be scared. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in a moment where I'm staring down a barrel before. You don't really have time to be scared. You just react. It's more like survival. Either you gonna run, you gonna grab your gun, you gonna do this, you gonna do that, you gonna drive off, whatever. You're not really, you don't really got time to be like scared and start crying. Like, the emotions don't have time to register for you to start crying and all that shit. It's just like, okay, whatever. What you want me to do? You want me to sign? You drop. It's done. Come on. Are we good? Let's go. Come on. Let me go home. Shit.
Made it seem, unless some shit happened off camera and he wiped his eyes and got his shit together. But to be honest with you, from the energy that I can pick up on this, if the Draco wasn't in the room, I don't think this happened. See this necessarily going like that.
No,
bro. Gucci a big motherfucker. Gucci like 6'2", 6'3". You know what I'm saying? Nobody in that room really seems like they'd be able to stand toe to toe with him, especially since Gucci got in shape.
Right.
So it sounds like he knows, like, all right, I'm in a predicament. I can't beat the gun. You know what I mean?
You can't beat
but
the gun.
I'm not gonna get on camera and be like, I am relieving Pooh Shiesty from my label. I wish him the best. Like, he's not doing none of that. He's just like, all right, you want to be dropped, you drop.
Right. If he would have made me do it, I would have did it.
This video should have never got recorded, because even if they released it, like, look, he dropped us, it doesn't even sound believable.
It don't sound believable
Gucci
at all.
is not acting for y'all. He's not doing none of that.
Right.
Sign the paper, it's done.
But now, because of how viral this video has gone, and everyone's essentially like, oh yeah, Pooh Shiesty's done, his boys are done, this is over with, fresh life sentence, you get a life sentence, you get a life sentence. Well, Pooh Shiesty's, I think, ex-lawyer, because he removed himself from the case, or someone else got hired, Bradford Cohen is speaking out on the situation.
All right, let's talk Pooh Shiesty. Everyone has been calling me and texting me and DMing me for an update on Pooh's case, and because this alleged video came out. So let me tell you a couple things. Well,
I don't think the video is alleged. We all saw the video. The video ain't alleged.
One is, I think it's pretty nasty work that there's leaks coming from the U.S. Attorney's Office in Texas.
Oh, that's the nasty work?
On evidence that they
Not
feel
the robbery,
will benefit their case. Of course, they're not leaking evidence that will not benefit their
case.
There
is no evidence that will not benefit their case. What are you talking about? This nigga is... This is what I tell you about lawyers, bro. They slimy. He's still trying to, like, gang. Look what Wack said. I can't even see. I'm going to pull up the... What's his name? Law what? Lawronin. Let's look up. Let's go to his page real quick. Because I'll see Wack 100 posts in there. He said, this guy is slow. First, there was no contract. It was lyrics from a song. Now he never did nothing with it. Like saying they got robbed. Saying they robbed the bank but didn't spend the money. This guy's a joke.
That's the first part of that.
Well, that's kind of a no shit thing, right? They're not going to release something that they feel would work against them. But is it legal to essentially leak or release evidence? Because the fact that this came out and it's federal is crazy. Normally somebody will get caught in the state, someone will request a body cam, and then we get to see what happened. But
feds usually
this video was extracted from a phone by the feds or the police and then released to the public. I don't even think there's a source as to where the video came from. It's like it was just sent, posted, and then spread.
Yeah.
I don't even know who originally posted it. A lot of what I'm seeing is screenshots or screen recordings from TikTok. So the fact that it was released is crazy. But I mean, it's not like it would sway a jury either way, because it would still get shown. It would get shown in the court, right? Courtroom. Like it would get shown in trial regardless.
So now let's look at the actual video itself. It does not negate my argument, my legal argument that I made at the bond hearing of whether or not this is a kidnapping case. The legal definition for federal kidnapping, this does not meet. The benefit that they're having in this video is allegedly him getting out of a contract, which he never got out of. He never used. Nothing ever happened from it. So it doesn't change my argument that this is not a federal kidnapping charge. This is not
federal kidnapping. The Federal Kidnapping Act makes it a federal crime to unlawfully seize, confine, or abduct a person across state lines or international borders, or if the victim is a federal official or the crime occurs on federal property. So other than state lines, I mean, what the hell? It was unlawfully seized. That mean, keeping him in a room with a gun out and saying, "Tell him what's going on. Tell him what happened. Tell him what's going on." It's kidnapping. What the hell? Does it matter? Does it matter? Oh yeah, he killed the guy, but he didn't drink his blood, so it's not murder. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
A federal case in itself, because it can't come in with the Commerce Clause. They didn't prove anything with these cell phones that were allegedly used, that there had some sort of cell phone information, that they communicated something with a cell phone. That was not used. So all these different things take it out of the federal realm.
Does it really matter though? Why does that matter?
All right, I'll be honest. This is what it sounded like when my public defender was like, yo, we're going to file this, that they had no legal grounds to search you, fruit of the poisonous tree, that they found the gun after stopping you illegally, and the whole case is going to get thrown out because they can't link you to a crime if the evidence that they linked you to the crime with is found illegally because they searched you illegally, da, da, da. I was like, yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. I'm going to beat the case, da, 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 da. And then, boom, judge rejected it.
Prison, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole thing he gave you was lawyer talk.
Exactly.
They're supposed to give you reasons to ask how you could beat this. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to tell you, yeah, no, they're not getting away with that. Yeah. Nah, they didn't do this right. Nah, they didn't do that right. That doesn't mean it works though.
Right.
Realistically. That doesn't mean that they're going to side in favor of what the lawyer is saying. Right. You know? And it's like, at the end of the day, lawyers are here to make you look good. That's what you're paying them for.
That's what you're paying them for.
And the lawyers are going to tell you the best possible outcomes because that's why you continue to pay them. Even though I don't think he's the current lawyer on this case, I'm just saying that's how they work.
my original argument. It's still my argument. Number 3 of my number 1, 2, and 3. One is that it's a dirty trick by the U.S. Attorney's Office to release evidence. Number 2 is that it still doesn't meet the definition. Number 3 in that realm of what is important in this alleged video is that it does not show Pooh with a weapon. Again, they
that's what I said.
Said that
what does
Pooh
that matter?
Had this AK-47, this alleged AK-47, and it doesn't show Pooh with an alleged AK-47. It shows someone else with an alleged AK-47.
What does that matter?
So there's still things in this video that
all that shit sound good until they be like, yeah, we're gonna add a RICO charge too, because you're obviously the leader of this gang. You told us you were, and you obviously, everybody in this room was doing what you told them to do. So you're obviously the leader. So yeah, okay, no gun charge, great. But you're on, first of all, you're on probation. You're not even supposed to be around guns. Like, this is what I say. This is just lawyer talk, bro. This is the shit that they gonna make you feel like that you have a chance, and he's not going to. Even though he's not Pooh Shiesty lawyer no more, he's still going to try to have these bullshit ass arguments because it's like he recruiting. Like if you get locked up for something and you get arrested for something and you want to hire him as a lawyer, he always wants to seem like he's on the side of the criminal. You see what I'm saying? He don't ever want to seem like, you know, he on the side of the courtroom. That's why he not gonna say Pooh Shiesty stupid. He not gonna say Pooh Shiesty is cooked. He not gonna say look what he said at the bottom. I still believe there are many motions to be argued on this one, so I wouldn't count his legal team out yet. Oh, really? Okay, well, what I will count out is he's gonna be found innocent. That we can count that out, right? Like, but he not gonna say that because he still wanna. It's like a beautiful lie, bro. You feel me? It's like that dude that's cheating on his girlfriend that he really don't like her, but he tell her he love her. Hey, yeah, baby, you the only one, baby. He not gonna tell her that he cheating. Why would he do that? And he using her car and her house and her money. He gonna keep using the house and the car, the money.
Still help the defense. Obviously, the video in itself, if it's proven to be the actual video, it's not something that would be exonerating in a state case and or a federal.
Okay, so what he wrote was, everyone jumps right off the bat to say this video is that this video is a guarantee of conviction. My opinion may be controversial, but I don't see it that way.
Of course
Why?
You don't,
because
you're a
it still
lawyer.
needs to meet the definition of a federal kidnapping, which it still does not meet. This indictment was rushed, it's sloppy, and whoever brought these are the charges to file.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing you said. What was it, like 2 or 3 months ago? That's the same thing you said. You said the indictment was rushed and sloppy. And then they just released a video saying, no, this what happened. And then they going to release more evidence. And you're going to be like, oh, well. And then there's going to be more evidence. And you're going to be like, well, I don't think he's like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
And in their AUSA badge. Well, what is the federal definition of kidnapping? Under federal law, kidnapping is the unlawful seizure, confinement, or transportation of a person against their will, often involving ransom, reward, or other purposes, with federal jurisdiction triggered by interstate movement or special circumstance. Core definition. Federal kidnapping is defined under 18 U.S.C. 1201 as the act of unlawfully seizing, confining, and veiled.
Let's skip all that because we already read it. Federal jurisdiction. Federal jurisdiction applies in specific situations, including interstate or foreign transport. If the victim is moved across state lines or international borders, or if the offender travels across state lines to commit the crime. It's already been proven that they came from Memphis to Texas to do this with guns, multiple cars, Greyhound buses. It's federal kidnapping, bro. What the hell? Like, did he think he talking to like a? I'm not in kindergarten, gang. I'm like, it's not that hard to just fucking read. What the hell? Use of interstate commerce, employing mail, telephone, or other facilities of interstate in committing the offense. Special victims, kidnapping of foreign officials. That's not the case here. Crimes occurring on U.S. and maritime territorial lands. That's not the case here. But these two are definitely the case.
Decoying, kidnapping, abducting, or carrying away and holding a person for ransom, reward, or any other purpose, except in cases where a parent takes a minor. The law covers both physical force and deceptive means used to lure or transport a victim. All right, well,
and you lured him across state lines to another state to do this. Like,
I would break this down, being the unintelligent, non-lawyer person that I am, is this fucks interstate commerce, interstate movement, interstate travel, because Gucci Mane traveled from, I believe, Atlanta to Texas, right? So that's interstate. That's going from one state to another.
Right.
Now, unlawfully seizing, confining, kidnapping, abducting, and then, you know, ransom or reward would be written off as, well, we're not letting you leave the room.
Exactly.
Until you give us what we want.
Exactly.
And what we want is to you to say on video, I'm released, and for you to sign the paper.
Right.
Which literally on video, they had
exactly
him
what
saying,
happened.
You're released. I already signed it. And you see someone with a gun. So not letting someone leave the room.
It's kidnapping, nigga.
Is a kidnapping
charge.
What the fuck? You
don't have to be a genius to put these two and two together. What is wrong with these people? And the lawyers would just sit there and say this bullshit. You said the case was weak 2 months ago. Then they showed you a 4K fucking video of the actual crime happening, and you said, "Yeah, no, what? Like, bro, get the fuck out."
Confining somebody, you know, like essentially what the police do to you when they arrest you is kidnapping. It's just legal.
It's just legal.
But for you to not let someone go and hold them at gunpoint and tell them, "Look, we're doing this because you need to do this for us." That to me kind of meets the federal definition of fucking kidnapping. So unless Bradford Cohen knows something I don't, I mean, that's just how it looks to me.
He does.
Now, a lot of people.
I'm gonna tell you something. Do lawyers understand law better than the average person? Yeah, but you don't have to be a fucking genius to understand a lot of this stuff. They just want you to think that they're geniuses so that you pay them more. Like most of a job of a lawyer is just reading and typing. That's it. That's all they do. So, yeah, I might if I'm not a licensed lawyer, but if I had to defend myself on a case, I can go to the law library and read laws, read cases that have something to do with my case or similar cases, fucking type out stuff, write stuff out. Like, it's really not that hard. They just put this stuff in front. It's not like a brain surgeon where if you ain't never went to school for brain surgery and you try to give somebody brain, you gonna kill them. You know what I'm saying? That's not like that. Like, you don't have to be a genius to fucking to know what's a kidnapping and what's not, especially when we have a 4K video. They just go to school for 12 years or however long, they pass the bar and all that. They just do all that so that they can charge you more. That's it. That's all they do. Most of a lawyer job is relationships, you know what I'm saying, shystiness, like that, bro.
People will be spooked too by this image right here that the feds uploaded of a USB drive with 8 gigabytes worth of shit. But all it is the government's response to the defendant's motion. So basically everything we went over in my last Pooh Shiesty video, talking about, you know, 80 or 60 something reasons as to why the feds will like get the fuck out of here. That's all this is. It's just all the paperwork on a USB drive.
Okay.
And this is allegedly the latest jail photo of.
I told you, boy, a short yellow bus kid with a gun. You can tell this nigga is retarded. You can tell he's stupid. This is. And then look at the comment. Somebody said, "Who he flexing on? I can go outside and buy ice cream." He can't do that. Like, you think somebody cares? You in handcuffs trying to flex some diamond grills. Like, okay, bro. You think that makes you cool or something? Like, people just, you can tell, like, it's nothing but air up there, gang. Like, it's literally like there's no brain function at all, bro.
Pooh Shiesty. It says Pooh Shiesty is back in the headlines after a new jail photo started spreading across social media, showing the Memphis rapper smiling while wearing a yellow jail uniform and flashing his grills.
Oh, okay.
The image quickly went viral with fans debating his appearance and wondering what comes next. Someone said, "Who he flexing on? I can go outside and buy ice cream. He can't do that."
No
Damn.
cap.
Attorney Jasmine would leave hard eyes. Somebody would say he love it in there. Yeah, he comfortable. Keep him. Man, how could you be rich and be okay with being in prison?
Even if you
this
broke
mindset, keep him locked up.
I'd rather be broke outside.
Now again, going over his legal situation, Pooh Shiesty if convicted, faces a maximum sentence of life in prison, if not decades in prison.
Decades.
And after seeing the video
that was recovered from Big
Dirty's phone, I don't see how he isn't going to get that. Unless they offer him a plea that's too good not to take. I don't think the plea would be anything less than 10, to be honest with you.
10?
Unless they offer him a plea that he can't refuse. If he takes this to trial, I don't see how he's not going to get put away forever.
He's cooked if he goes to trial.
And even Big 30 recording it, I mean, bro, you're literally recording a kidnapping. Hey, say this. Hey, sign this. I already said it. I already signed it. You know, let me go. It's like I don't see any way out of this. To me, looking at the definition of kidnapping, it meets the definition. Absolutely. To me, even though we see someone else with a Draco, they've basically confirmed everyone in that room was under Pooh Shiesty's command. So whether he had the gun or not, it doesn't really fucking matter because they're doing it on the behalf of him.
Exactly.
It is him that's getting released from the contract, not anyone else.
Not nobody else.
So everything that took place is on behalf of him. So even if he didn't have the gun, does that really make the biggest difference?
No, it doesn't.
I personally don't think so. But let me know y'all's thoughts and comments.
Lil Durk wasn't even there, and he locked up for murder. So it's like, does it really matter? You sent them to go kill a nigga. You're going to get locked up for it, bro. And it's going to be a murder charge. Like, can we stop acting slow and stupid? That's what the lawyers will do, though. They'll act slow and act dumb. Like, oh, no, what? Well, yeah, I see it's on camera, but that camera was illegally obtained because that, like, just bullshit, gang. Just bullshit. They use these big words, these lawyer words that you never heard before, and they try to convince you that this shit makes sense, and it don't make no sense. It's just like, let his ass stay in there. Why would I feel bad for a nigga like that, bro? Explain to me why I would spend my time. Why would I spend my time feeling bad for a nigga like that? Like,